And this would be an inaugural Winston Cup Bud Pole run for Jimmie Johnson. 26-year-old from Sussex, Wisconsin, been running the NASCAR Busch Series the last couple of years. This is a Hendrick Motorsports entry that is partly owned by Jeff Gordon.
This will be the 4th car out of Hendrick Motorsports next year. As you can see, the sponsor on this car is Lowe's. I like that late entry up in turn 3, and now he brings that car down right to the middle, right to the bottom in the middle of the corner.
Good lap.
Very good lap.
Jimmie Johnson got his first NASCAR Busch Series win at Chicagoland Speedway back the second week of July.
Watch this late entry, how he gets in a little bit late and then brings it down to the bottom. Only that time, he did not get it quite to the bottom. So this lap, I think, is going to be a little slower. No, it was faster. No, it was slower.
Yeah, you were correct.
I was correct to begin with. Ooh, I thought, man, I said,
So, 6th fastest out of 18 on his inaugural Winston Cup time trial effort for Jimmie Johnson. He'll be happy with that.
Stacy Compton, there's Jimmie Johnson is in his first NASCAR Winston Cup race, starts 15th. And Hut Strickland, the first qualifier, ends up 17th. His first race at Charlotte on the inside of Raleigh. Jimmie Johnson in his first NASCAR Winston Cup race, and Stacy Compton. That might be.
Some stories from pit road, starting with Dave Burns.
And Alan, we've already talked about the 48 of Jimmie Johnson and how he's from Hendrick Motorsports and Jeff Gordon ownership, and that's all a brand new thing. Well, the guys working on the crew are assembled from Hendrick Motorsports, guys who have worked on pit crews before. They have Craftsman truck teams, they have other Winston Cup teams, including Jeff Gordon's, and they practice pit stops all the time, inserting guys here or there so that at any point, anybody can take over someone else's job. That's how this pit crew is put together today, and their stops haven't been bad. They haven't been great because they haven't worked together a lot, but they've been pretty darn good.
Crash on turn 4. Ryan Newman is in it. Jimmie Johnson.
You got it. You're going to be fine. Just get it in gear. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. The grass is wet.
There's Johnson. Winston Cup debut.
And is Ryan Newman's car stalled?
Sure looks like a BP.
Doesn't look like it's injured, just looks like it will not start, and he is going to get lapped.
All right, what happened?
Jimmie Johnson just simply got too high, and would that have been something if Jeff Gordon had run into his teammate?
Oh, and he just missed it too.
He did. I was watching you guys, didn't see who hit the back of the 02 car.
And he just turned down to avoid the wreck. Right here, he just cranks her down, gets it sideways.
Oh, look at Gordon again.
See all those bullets dodging around that 24 car.
Man.
Newman did a good job of missing Jimmie Johnson.
Let's go on board with Jeff Gordon. How does he miss this one?
Here you see it. Gets off the gas. He sees there's trouble. He gets off the gas. Kind of waits to see which way the car is going to go. He cleared that one. Then he had another one he had to go through.
Man, they're shooting at him from every angle. And here he comes down pit road.
Wittiest active driver, Dave.
And the 48 car of Jimmie Johnson is just leaving pit lane. The main thing they wanted to check was the track bar, which it helps centers the rear end of the car. The crew radioed back in to Ken Howes, who's looking over the thing today, that it is straight. So they're going to put him back out there, but he did lose a lap in the process.
That car is not going to be any fun to drive. I don't care if the track bar is bent or not. The rear of that car aerodynamically is not going to be very good, so he's going to be well off the pace.
Gordon, Benson, Harvick, Andretti, Wallace, Hamilton, Kenseth, and Boydell. 122 laps to go. Meantime, Jimmie Johnson, who had a great run going earlier in his Winston Cup debut, has just taken his car to the garage.
And Alan, I've caught up with him now. Jimmie, what happened in the incident on the track with you?
Well, you know, all the other adversity we had fought to get over, the lap down, came back, you know, we were running so strong in the beginning of the event. I was obviously real content riding up there, taking care of our equipment in this Los Monte Carlo, but I was trying to get around up on the top and, you know, turbulent air, and of course I was probably trying a little hard and got into 3, and on old tires, you got to be real careful getting into 3 up there. There's some bumps, and lost it, saved it, thought I had it, and then it's real slick up there, and it ended up coming around. I'm just real lucky. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw my teammate race. You know, he's racing for the championship, and I saw him coming off close to my door. So I'm just real happy that nothing happened there. And it's a tough weekend with the loss of my real close friend Blaze Alexander, and a great weekend, you know, on the Cup side. We'll be back.
Okay, and in fact, Alan, we were just sitting down here watching the line that Jeff Gordon, his teammate that he mentioned, was running extremely high. Jimmie's car wouldn't work up there, and that contributed to the problems he had.
And like he said, like I said earlier, when you're on older tires, those bumps are terrible. It is very, very, very tough to get traction through that corner over those bumps.